So this woman has a problem. Her name is Rachel, and that's not the problem. She is the Chancellor of the Exchequer for the UK, and her job is related to fiscal stuff, which means she's in charge of making the government more money. Now, Rachel's job is very stressful, and sometimes it even makes her upset. But the government desperately needs more money as it loves to spend. Now, Rachel and the government have tried a lot of different things to raise money for the government. However, they are all very unpopular because this means increasing taxes. And the average person thinks that taxes have been increased too much. And now Rachel needs to find a way to increase taxes without the average person realizing that it's been taken from underneath their noses. Now, although not completely confirmed, there are talks that Rachel will, on the 15th of July in Mansion House, reveal new plans that will actually hurt a lot of people. Where it hurts their wallets, because she is going after the cash ISA limit. If you don't know what a cash ISA is, maybe this was a wrong click on YouTube. I'm just kidding. The cash ISA was introduced in 1999 as a way of getting more people saving money so that the average person could become a tad bit more financially responsible in the UK. I'm not entirely sure that that objective was fulfilled. But anyway, the cash ISA standing for individual savings accounts, was revolutionary. And what that meant was anything that grows within an ISA, within that ISA account, remains tax-free for the rest of the saver's life. So until recently, the cash ISA rates were pretty much pathetic. Banks were giving out next to nothing. However, recently, due to rampant inflation since the 2021s, we have seen cash ISA rates as high as 5%. Now, the other thing that I left out about cash ISAs was that they are a completely risk-free way of saving. Typically speaking, they are very safe as the bank. So the nominal value of your money is very unlikely to actually go down. And unlike investing, there really is no risk in putting your money into a cash ISA. Now, since the launch of the cash ISA, this has been a very popular financial product. Of course, not as popular as premium bonds, which for the majority of people watching is a complete waste of time. According to HMRC statistics from 2023, more than 7.8 million people in the UK held a cash ISA. Now, less than 4 million people in comparison held any sort of stocks and shares ISA. So Rachel is highly anticipated to actually cut this cash ISA allowance down from the current £20,000 that you can put in every tax year between your different type of ISAs. Now, you may have noticed that I said stocks and shares ISAs. There are a few different type of ISAs, the most common being the cash ISA, which is a risk-free way of saving up to £20,000 per tax year. Then there is the stocks and shares ISA, which again allows you to put up to £20,000 per tax year. But instead of putting your money just as cash, you can invest into stocks and shares, which have typically given very high returns on average over long periods of time. We're talking about 10+%. And if you know anything about compound interest, if you can get 10% per year for 20, 30, 40 years, you can easily grow to numbers that may look impossible on paper. So the £20,000 allowance is shared between your different type of ISAs. However, there is another problem Rachel and the government face, and that is there is not enough investment into UK companies, and UK companies on the stock market, comparatively to other Western countries, have severely underperformed. Now, Rachel thinks this is because of the popularity of cash ISAs. There are about £300 billion right now sitting in cash ISAs, and this money, in the eyes of people working in the city, could be better used to invest into UK companies. Now, by cutting the cash ISA allowance from £20,000 to something like £4,000 per tax year, opens up over £16,000 per tax year that someone previously who would only invest into cash ISAs could now put into a stocks and shares ISA. Now, of course, this brings a lot of problems, and this is a very unpopular move because a lot of people have become accustomed to having £20,000 per tax year that they can put into their cash ISA and not worry about any sort of risk and getting a nice return. Even if it's 2 or 3%, everything remains tax-free. Now, personally, I think that cutting the cash ISA limit in order to encourage more UK investments isn't the smartest thing. The average person in the UK has nowhere close to £20,000 to save, let alone put into investments. And realistically, even £4,000 would be a stretch to the average person. So in my opinion, this won't actually encourage a lot of people to invest more into UK companies, because the underlying problem here is that UK companies underperform anyway. And by reducing the cash ISA limit, I don't see how that will increase UK company investments. Now, compared to the United States of America, the UK has a very bad attitude towards investing. Channels like mine and many others exist to provide information to people who have been taught absolutely nothing about investing. And the fact of the matter is, other channels pretending to be good information channels are also a source of scams, because UK investors do not have enough knowledge to invest, so they are incredibly prone to falling for investing scams. So this is my investment account here. It's with Trading 212, and as you can see, currently I have £117,000. Now this is a stocks and shares ISA, and what that allows me to do is to invest into stocks or ETFs, for example, something that will give me exposure to investments over several countries like an all-world fund. Or even if I want to just invest into America, I can invest into something like the S&P 500, for example, United States of America to be specific. Now, one other thing that you may note within my stocks and shares ISA is that I have £117,000 in cash, and I am earning a daily interest currently at the time of filming of £13.69. This is because Trading 212 in their investing accounts, the Invest account and the stocks and shares ISA, are providing currently an interest rate of 4.35%. as an annual equivalent rate. Now, the best part about this is that I can withdraw my money at any point in time, so I'm not stuck with any sort of terms, and the minimum investment is only £1. However, you do have to note that within your stocks and shares ISA, as this is an investment account, the cash put into here is not as safe as, let's say, something like a cash ISA, because most of this cash is put into something called qualifying money market funds, which are a class of investments. Now, cash ISA versus investing is a completely different ballgame. With investments, your capital is at risk, so the value of my cash could technically go down, and that is something most cash ISA users are not willing to see, a drop in the value of their holdings. Imagine seeing your hard-earned £2,000 that you took months to save in an account and it goes down. I don't think most people in the UK will be able to stomach that. Now, Trading 212 also does a cash ISA. Currently, the cash ISA rates are lower because the Bank of England is lowering rates as we speak. Currently, it is at 4.1%. This is subject to change. Now, as you can see, I have £0 put into a cash ISA because I firmly believe with my £20,000 per tax year allowance, I only want to put that into a stocks and shares ISA. I can keep it as cash, or I can put money into the stock market, which is my preferred thing. I don't usually have this much cash. It's just a decision that I made off the whim just a few weeks ago. So like I just pointed out, there is a workaround if the cash ISA limit is reduced. And this is the fact that within a stocks and shares ISA, you can hold both cash and investments. However, if you want to enable interest on that cash, which of course, why wouldn't you? You do start to run into risks associated with the underlying funds, such as qualifying money market funds. By the way, if you would like to sign up to Trading 212, my favorite platform, you can receive a free fractional share worth up to £100 if you click the link in the description box down below. Alternatively, if you've already signed up to Trading 212 in the past 10 days and haven't received your free fractional share, you can enter my code JUBAIR in the promo code section of the Trading 212 app, and you can get a free fractional share worth up to £100. So if the cash ISA limit were to be reduced to £4,000 per tax year, I think a lot of people would be upset, but realistically there are workarounds to this, and I think the way forward is to be educating more people on investments. I think currently there are too many scammers out there, or people giving financial advice that ought not to. Personally, I never give financial advice, but I do talk about what is out there in terms of investing. And I believe most people in the UK need more information when it comes to investing. But one of the most valuable pieces of information is that inflation currently sits around 3 to 4%. So unless your cash is getting around 4% or more, your money is being eroded by the power of inflation, which realistically should only be about 2%. So time will tell if Rachel makes a decision to cut the cash ISA allowance. Let me know in the comments down below if you think this is a good idea or not. As far as the stocks and shares ISA limit is concerned, that £20,000 is rumoured to stay £20,000. It would be nice if they increased that, but for the majority of people in the UK, I think that is enough. So make sure to check out some of my other videos and I'll see you in the next video.